1, 2, 3. Good.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
This is a professional outfit.
Yes, now on to Sonic fanfiction.
This is the best, worst idea I've ever heard, and I love it.
Sonic the Hedgehog, the Fanfic, the podcast. It's our midlife crisis.
Hello!
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our Hiya, lads. Welcome to Sonic the Hedgehog, the Fanfic, the podcast. This is a stupid idea. My name's Eddie O'Keefe, and I am joined by my freedom fighter, the bee to my charmy, the chuckle to my knuckles. It's LT. I was going to ask, actually, I forgot to. Fletcher or Dangerous, would you prefer?
Oh, we can go with LT Fletcher. I mean, I guess some of you are going to know me from New Legacy Inc., where I am, of course, LT Dangerous, but in my day job as a Sonic the Hedgehog aficionado, I'm just plain old LT Fletcher. I'm happy and terrified to be here, Eddie. What have you got for me?
Oh, LT, we have, if you listen to the podcast and have no idea what it is, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, the Fanfic, the podcast. What's going to happen is, I have written, LT, the first chapter of our joint Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction.
Beautiful.
LT has absolutely no idea what I've written. He has no idea who's in this story, what the plot points are. Literally, I've told him nothing at all. When the chapter finishes, we will discuss it, and the next episode, LT will have written the follow-on chapter of this fanfic, and with me having no idea what he's written, and so on and so forth.
I'm interpreting it as like a very cursed game of telephone, basically.
Yes, exactly. It's this is a stupid idea. Should we tell the listeners the ground rules we laid out?
Yes, let's let them know the scratch and ground rules.
There we go. The scratch and ground rules are we're not going to kill anyone off. I say that that was the first one we set out, and then I text LT about 20 minutes later saying I've broken one of the rules, which was that we're not going to kill anyone off seriously. If someone will end up dying, they'll either come back next episode with fucking Kenny from South Park rules, because who cares? They have an extra life, it's fine.
Yeah.
Or let's say, for example, if LT decides to kill Sonic, I can't then be like, next episode, Sonic walks in, absolutely fine. It'll be LT's job to bring Sonic back.
We're going to have a grace period, I think.
Yeah, that probably won't happen.
But I mean, I did say as soon as you sent me, absolutely no killing anyone, I was like, well, unless it's really, really funny.
Yes.
In which case,
there will be some inconsequential deaths of main characters and non-main characters, and they'll just be back next episode. Who cares? Doesn't matter. It's a cartoon / fanfiction thing.
They previously collected 100 rings, so they've got
exactly. They've always got an extra life in the back pocket.
That's it.
We're not going to do any romantic stories. Seriously. There may be, at times, comically gratuitous romance and sex, almost like parodying fanfiction, as it were. But we're not going to... Basically, we're not taking this fucking seriously, so you shouldn't either.
No way.
This is not a serious fanfiction.
No. We're here to have a bit of a good time.
Good, stupid time.
Yeah.
Because, Sonic fans, if you're going to say anything about them, they are passionate at best.
That's why I love them.
And worst.
Well.
So this is literally just a very stupid thing we're doing. Please don't take it seriously. We're not taking it seriously. This is just a fucking stupid excuse to be silly about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
That's really it.
I do think as well, this isn't a rule, but it is worth pointing out. It goes without saying, this is not Sega canon. Characters are going to be very out of character.
Well, this is news to me. It's definitely not. No, it's correct. Yeah, this is. But honestly, I don't know most of the Sonic the Hedgehog lore or canon. So, but LT, you're definitely much more Sonic verse than I am, and I love Sonic the Hedgehog, but you're you definitely know 1,000 times more than I do. I
have immersed myself from head to toe in Lake Mobius. Yes. I have bathed in the blood of the fallen Badnik foes from 1992 to this day. So I've been there, not from day one, not on the ground floor, but maybe on the first floor. I was 5 in 92, and that's when I hopped on the Sonic train. And you can never get off.
No,
you're on it for life.
Oh, literally for me, I was born in 1991, and I'm the youngest of four. And when I was born, we got a Mega Drive. So I've never not had Sonic in my life, which is weird and terrifying when you think about it.
He's always watching.
He's literally always been here, which is strange. And I've fallen off Sonic and then got back into it in many different times. We read some of the comics as kids, but we were never like deep into them. I've seen a few of the shows, not all of them. Played a handful of the games. The first three, of course, some of the best ever made. The 3D ones, me personally, I'm not very good at, so I hate them. Hate's a strong word. I'm just not very good at them.
Sure.
And they frustrate me. But there's something about Sonic which I find charming and silly and funny. And the fact that he just won't die is very funny to me. By all logic and reason, Sonic should have just been like, I remember Sonic the Hedgehog, that was great. But somehow he's still here.
He's just allowing us to hold on to that bastion of a time when things weren't completely fucked.
Yes.
You know, I look at Sonic and I'm like, God, remember the 90s? Remember not having a mortgage? That was great.
Remember going fast? My legs literally won't let me go fast anymore.
No, my poor knees.
I cannot
How does
run.
Sonic do it?
Yeah, he's so old. This fanfic will have swearing and violence and over-the-top stupidity, so if it's not your thing, then please just don't listen. We're not horrible fuckers. We're not going to do something like assault or very serious topics ever.
No.
So don't worry about that. Basically, this isn't a comedy fanfiction that just means, dead baby jokes, I guess, which is just not going to happen, so don't worry about that. I should also say, actually, just from my background of why the fuck we are doing this, I have performed comedy in some way since 2014. And LT, you're a former Sonic the Comic Online writer yourself.
I am, yes. From 2013 to 2021, I had the best job in the... Wait, no, that's the other guy's podcast. I used to be a member of the team for Sonic the Comic Online, used to be one of the writers there.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a little experience writing Sonic-y stuff. I've done some Sonic fanfics of my own as well.
Me too. Way back in the day. Yeah, as it were.
Yeah.
And this is designed to... Well, I've written it to read like a fanfic, as it were.
Excellent.
So I hope that translates through well. But I also don't want to be like, I'm taking the piss, because I'm not. I'm treating it as if I'm writing a comedy sketch that happens to be a fan fiction, that happens to be the stupidest thing I've ever written. Also, funny side note, as I used to write, I was in a sketch group for 3 years. I used to write sketches monthly. This is the only thing I've ever written, including university, college, and school, that I've double checked and gone back and done a second draft of. And
that's
the third
how
draft,
you know it's gonna be
and
good.
And the fourth draft. So, and it's this.
I mean, why waste your energy on anything that's anything but the best? This is your A material.
It's
you don't redraft a boring university essay. Screw that. Who cares about that? But Sonic the Hedgehog, he's eternal.
He is eternal, and this is stupid. LT, before we get into the chapter proper,
yes,
I want to ask you, what are you expecting from my first chapter of Sonic the Hedgehog, the Fanfic, the podcast?
I mean, I'm expecting it to be very you, so I'm expecting it to be quite... I know it's a very sort of boring thing to call someone's comedy style, but, a little bit off the wall, a little bit sort of irreverent, maybe. That sounds like the kind of shit you put on the DVD review. Totally off the wall, 5 stars, Metro.
Yeah.
But
I hope they review this podcast.
Wouldn't that be something? But no, I mean, obviously I'm familiar with some of your comedy work. I've seen little snippets of your stand-up. I've been on a few episodes of your other podcast in which you are routinely switching between characters and improving and having to come up with comedy on the fly. So I'm expecting it's going to be chaotic, shall we say?
Yes, it's yes. I'm not going to try and say anything about what I've written. I don't want to give you any expectations at all. But when I was writing it, I was treating it like a sketch and also like improv, where I was writing, looking at what I've written and going, okay, there's something here. I can add to that. I can take that out. That doesn't work. And again, I've never done that with anything before ever, and I don't know why it's this. Why it's this fucking stupid Sonic the Hedgehog fanfic podcast we've done, or to shorten it, Sonic. I really like that's the.
It sounds like you're sort of blowing your nose.
It really does. Sonic. Okay, so LT will be reading the script out loud for everyone.
Yes, with
my
best voice.
When LT writes chapter 2, I'll be reading his script, and so on and so forth, just so everyone's aware of how it's going to work. Okay, LT, are you ready?
A little swig of the bottled water there, clear the old throat.
If at any point, obviously, we need to pause to be like, what have you written? We'll do that. We'll discuss it as we go, basically, because that will happen a lot. I think we'll discuss it as we go.
I'm terrified.
Oh, yes.
Right, well, I'm not going to get any more ready. Do you want me to open this?
Yes, let's kick off, and we'll play a little fadey music of Sonic the Hedgehog, the fanfic, the podcast, Chapter 1.
Chapter 1. Alrighty then. Oh, now my Google storage is low, apparently, so right. That's a great start.
Excellent.
Right.
Start. What's the first chapter called, LT?
The first chapter of Sonic the Hedgehog, the fanfic, the podcast, is entitled Sonic the Hedgehog, the fanfic, the podcast, Chapter 1. What are first chapters normally called? I don't know, something naff like New Beginnings, but as it's Sonic, let's add in an egg pun and call it New Egg Innings. I like it.
I think it's a 27-word chapter.
This is approved by Dr. Robotnik himself.
Maybe.
We hope.
We'll have to read on and see what happens, I guess.
Okay, shall we commence?
I'm so sorry, everyone. Let's do it.
Okay. It was a beautiful day in wherever Sonic lives. Let's say Mobius. Somewhere in Mobius. It was with immediate hindsight that Eddie realised LT should have written the first chapter, as he has a much better understanding of the Sonic the Hedgehog lore, backgrounds, locations, and characters. Or if you want to go a little bit shorter than that, readers, he means I'm a sad bastard. Alas, in the words of Magnus Magnusson, Peter Snow, Clive Anderson, John Humphreys, and most recently Clive Myrie, I've started, so I'll finish. Which is what I said to my ex-wife, actually. But
lads. LT, me and you are, if anything, a good big fucking old pair of lads, aren't we?
Oh gosh, just the laddest of lads. Goodness. Did you know that Mastermind was invented based off of the creator's experiences being interrogated by the Gestapo in World War II? Isn't that mental? And how often do you meet one person called Clive, let alone two? Anyway, what the fuck am I on about? This is a Sonic the Hedgehog fanfiction, not a place to discuss war. Sonic and World War II simply don't mix. Is that foreshadowing, Eddie?
No, that was written just for you because of the jacket.
I forgot about... How could I forget about Sonic the Hedgehog, the jacket, the dad, the fighter pilot?
Which is also not our podcast. Like, that is somehow not related to this at all.
Listen, the high bar of mental shit was set very early in the Sonic franchise. We have to beat that.
That was my little reference for you. And
oh, well, thank you.
Yeah.
I was concerned that the chapter was going to continue and Sonic was going to be in World War II.
Saluting a poppy.
It was a beautiful day in probably Mobius. Sonic the Hedgehog was running as fast as he could, dodging around pedestrians, pelicans, porkers, and palm trees. As he zoomed past, shopping bags went soaring, full feathered friends suddenly became bald, and one lad pissed his pants. "Oi, watch where you're going, you blue bastard," said the wet-groined character, who will never ever make another appearance in this fanfic as they died of embarrassment after realising they wet themselves and everyone pointed and laughed, and it was actually really unfair because they'd had incontinence issues their entire life, and yes, they could wear adult nappies, or diapers for you sickos, but it just wasn't very comfortable and they found it demeaning, but who cares, they're dead now, Lamau.
That sentence has no punctuation, by the way. So that paragraph has no punctuation.
That was a sentence that ran on so well that Sonic would be impressed. But what was Sonic racing towards? There was no longer any danger on Mobius. Dr. Robotnik hadn't been seen since COVID-19.
That's my favourite line. I'm calling it just right now. I'm so happy I wrote that.
And none of the other villains in the Sonic universe fucking mean anything, because they're all a bunch of shitlords for... they're all... I'm sorry. They're all a bunch of shitlords for cunts. Wow. That's you staking your claim. That chunk flag in the ground right there.
They're all so unmemorable apart from Robotnik and Eggman.
And Metal Sonic. I think.
Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't even think about him. But I also always see him as secondary, not even villain, just boss from Sonic 1, 2,
but I mean,
and 3.
even then, he's effectively an extension of Robotnik, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess so. Because I don't really think about Sonic CD too much, so that's maybe why I wasn't thinking about Metal Sonic.
Well,
I mean,
nobody thinks about Sonic CD. Nobody fucking bought it, did they?
No,
Let's be
that's
honest.
I guess because obviously Metal Sonic has now been in so many things, but that specific Sonic CD design in so many things, and I just
Blind
only really seen that in that weird Sonic original Japanese animation thing.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, didn't even cross my mind. Sorry, Metal Sonic.
Strange, isn't it?
He's a lad, I will say. Actually, Metal Sonic. I like
He
him.
is a lad. He's got a turbine for a torso. That's fucking mint.
I say he's not a shit lord for cunts. So that's
He's
fine.
not. Good on you, Metal Sonic. You can have the silver medal behind Eggman.
Silver's a different character, mate. Sorry.
Damn, I forgot. That's a totally different hedgehog. Oh, man. In what seemed like no time at all, the fastest thing alive arrived home. He fumbled his keys into the lock and, hey presto, the door swung open. Sonic kicked off his shoes to reveal his actual shoes underneath and ran into the next room where he proceeded to shit his entire guts out. Metaphorically, of course. Phew, Sonic says. Chili dogs. Oh, do you want me to... I should do it in the voice, shouldn't I? Phew, chili dogs.
Do you want to tell the readers the funny joke I put in for that sentence?
Oh, you've put Sonic says as in Sonic says S-E-Z like in the cartoon.
There we go. Very proud of myself.
Kids, if you get severe gut rot from eating too many chili dogs, that's no good.
You would shit your fucking arse out, wouldn't you?
I mean, his entire diet is nothing but chili
disgusting.
dogs.
He's a fucking...
That's crazy.
He's fucking Rustlersburger little fucker over here.
Can we just pause a second here? Because I want to address something here. Mm-hmm. Sonic's favourite food is chili dogs, right?
Yes.
All of Sonic's friends are animals. What meat
Oh my god.
goes into his food?
Because hot dog is ambiguous, so it's like, fine, that's whatever.
Sure.
But the chili...
Specifically the chili. Don't know about that, Sonic.
Maybe that's why Robotnik's the only human left in the world.
Oh, God. Oh, God!
I know, yeah. There we go. Robotnik's the good guy, really.
Oh, my God!
We've blown this fanfiction wide open, everyone.
Whoa. You've honestly flipped this entire franchise on its head now.
What does Sonic say when it's
Oh no, I don't like where this sentence is going.
I've just forgotten the religious holiday that Muslims have. Eid? What does Sonic say when it's Eid?
What does Sonic say when it's Eid?
Gotta go fast.
For God's fucking sake.
There we go.
It's Ramadan, I think.
Fuck.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, that was half a joke that may have worked.
Well, honestly, I hope you laughed at some permutation of it because I'm very confused right now. I'm still reeling from the news that Eggman is the good guy. Anyway, where are we? He sat and scrolled on his phone, periodically pausing to squeeze out another solid. Fucking... Oh, Eddie, what is this next sentence? Flakes of stale bun lodged within his pooper. That weird green gunge that's only on American hot dogs stuck to his fur for some reason. They call it relish, but they should call it absolute fucking sludge. Sonic sighed, shitting sloppily and sadly. Ooh, nice bit of sibilance there.
Thank you.
Is this what the blue blur has been reduced to? No adventure? No mania? No colours?
You know what's coming next, don't you?
Well... Oh, right, no, I'm going to have to compose myself. No adventure? No mania? No colours? Well, at least Amy would be happy about the latter, Sonic thought to himself, wondering what his old friend was up to these days as he tottered out another turgid turd.
I'm happy with that.
Oh my god. Sonic hopped off the toilet without wiping his bum, so that, canonically, for the time being, he has a shitty arse, and collapsed onto his sofa. His life was a mess. The gang had not officially disbanded, but since there was no danger anymore, everyone had kind of just left. Everyone except Sonic. He realised he didn't have his own niche thing, Tails likes to tinker. Knuckles likes to treasure hunt. Amy's a big racist. But Sonic realised that his whole life, his whole existence has really been tied to the same place. And for a blue hedgehog that has saved the world countless of times and is the fastest living thing in the entire galaxy, and yes, he is a hedgehog. No, shut up. It does make sense, actually. This was a real kick in the spines. A few hours passed. Sonic had fallen asleep midway through watching his favourite streamer, Shelby Incredibly Safe, on his marathon 31 days in a row. Super Mario month. God, what a boring cunt. Who'd do that? Incredibly safe. When he awoke with
You can do it, it's okay.
When he awoke with a fart, a start, and a shart.
You would not believe how many edits I did just swapping those words around. Which is funnier? Is it funnier the start of a shart or a fart?
His phone was ringing. His blurry, sleepy vision tried to focus and see who was calling him. He couldn't believe it. It was Dr. Robotnik. Sonic nervously raised the phone to his ear. Hello? Sonic says. Dr. Robotnik? Pee-pee-poo-poo, said Dr. Robotnik, his mustache spinning wildly. Oh no, am I dreaming again? Aha, you fell right into my trap, Sonic. I wanted you to think you were dreaming, when in actual fact you weren't. Delighted Robotnik laughed, his mustache positively buzzing its tits off. Wait a second, Sonic says quizzically. If I'm not dreaming, then explain something to me, egg dick. Ooh, by all means, Dr. Robotnik chuckled, his mustache twirling so fast it hit a sweet 900 on the Tony Hawk's jingle plate. Why the heck do I have your number saved in my phone? A silence fills the air as logic seeps into Sonic's mind. He was dreaming after all. Robotnik paused for a moment, his mustache as flaccid as a flicky on a Friday, before saying, "Fuck it!" and he disappeared with a soft, eggy poof. Sonic snorted himself awake. Shelby, incredibly safe, was gobsmacked because for absolutely no reason, the game he was playing reset itself, even though he did absolutely nothing wrong, and it was bullshit. It was fucking bullshit.
It was ridiculous. Nothing made sense.
The game decided, nope, we're going to take that away from you.
But it didn't even like glitch or anything. It just faded out. It made no sense. I've never seen that happen before.
I genuinely think it's because I hurt its feelings because I said it was a terrible boss.
It was a shit boss, and it's a shit boss.
It's dreadful. The Hilltop Zone boss is awful. And I got that 8th hit and it just went, nope, fuck you.
It literally just faded to the title screen, which I've never seen before. I've never seen Batista.
Oh my god, where are we?
Where are you?
I'm so sorry, listeners. He checked his phone. Somehow, 2 days had passed. This wasn't unusual for poor Sonic these days, but every time it happened, it left him feeling empty, like he'd missed out on life and adventuring. He glanced at his phone again. Despite having just checked it, he'd already forgotten what he was looking at. I've been there, done that.
Yes, very relatable, I thought.
And for plot reasons, his phone had not run out of battery. 69%. Nice. He had 40... I've just seen the next line. What the fuck? Oh my god. He had 43 missed calls, over 1,000 messages, and a dick pic from Vector, whose Snapchat username was Vector the Crocodile. Am I right, lads?
He would. He just seems like the kind of guy who would do it.
Sonic, look at my cock. It's huge. Sonic was bemused. Not at the massive reptile penis, he had seen it many times before, but at the sheer amount of messages he'd missed. He quickly replied to Vector, saving the image and drawing a crude face on the end of his shaft, captioned the picture, "Nice smile," before running through his call log. Tails had called him twice. Turns out the other 41 times were Sonic accidentally rolling his shitty bum on the phone and somehow calling himself.
we've established Sonic Chekhov's ass in the first few paragraphs. So
that's fair. That's fair. The arse was loaded, and
It was.
it's ready to blow, and there we go. He called Tails back, who rejected his call and then requested to FaceTime with him because he's that guy. Sonic accepted. End of chapter 1. Ooh.
Dun dun dun. Yay! So, what do you think?
I don't know what I expected. This was somehow everything I wanted and everything I didn't know I needed.
I mean, genuinely, I'm quite happy with it.
Honestly, this is going to sound weird because you've had Sonic shit himself violently.
Yeah.
Yet this is some quite nice prose you've written, I must say.
When I was writing it, I was thinking, the obvious thing to do is go character.
Yes.
Overload it, and then the first chapter's okay, that's too much.
For sure.
And I was trying to think of my comedy brain, stand-up writing brain. You want to build to something.
Yes.
So I thought, well, keep it simple. Just have Sonic and maybe a couple of cameo appearances and some names mentioned, and then just work out establishing. It's the first chapter as well, establishing where we are, what the potential. Because I don't know what the fucking story is going to be. What the potential story is. I've just dropped in some things it's been very peaceful recently. Everyone's kind of left, but nothing to be everyone's left and it's sad. But there's elements of Sonic is miserable now, but. We'll have to see what happens.
I'm very intrigued about this whole business. You've set up a little world where we've got to get the band back together. I feel
possibly,
or maybe we don't. As the story progresses, maybe we don't. Who knows?
Originally, I was going to include the conversation with Tails, but I wrote Sonic Accepted. Accidentally hit a full stop, not a comma, and then I was like, "Oh, that'd be so good for LT to then decide what happens next." So
I think if we try and comfortably end on either a cliffhanger or a good lead into the next chapter, that might be a good way to do it.
Yes, this is only about 3 pages of dialogue as well, listeners, which is more. Again, I think experienced fanfiction writers will be like, "You what the fuck, lads?" But, it was a lot considering. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it felt it felt a good length.
Yeah, that's Vector.
A lot of women have said it feels a good length. Just as Vanilla, she'll agree.
Oh,
it's that fun thing of that, when you read it out loud, it always seems a little longer than when you write it down. That's what I generally find.
Mm-hmm.
But this felt a good, healthy little. A good starting length. Whether we get sort of as we get into this, maybe we'll go a little bit longer with the chapters. I don't know, but I feel early going. This is nice.
I think particularly if there's dialogue heavy chapters, that's going to take up much more page space.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to basically set a scene for you without giving everything in the scene, because a big part of this is technically an improv game. Big part of improv is I don't give you everything. You have to take and add. Yes, and
yes.
What did you expect this kind of story going into the first chapter?
I mean, I knew it was going to be a little bit on the silly side.
That won't stop, by the way. That will not. The silly side will not stop.
Good. I'm very happy to hear it. I'm almost surprised by this almost melancholy, maybe a little bit depressed Sonic we've got here. This is it's an interesting take, because Sonic's a very upbeat kind of character usually, so having him be a little bit sad and lonely it's kind of an interesting take. So
we will actually say, I forgot to mention this in the beginning, one of our little rules was we're not going to retcon anything we've said. So if LT was like, Sonic walks up with a knife, I don't know. I can't then be like, Sonic, in my channel, I can't be like, Sonic hates knives and threw it away. No, we're not doing that. Whatever we say has to be canon for this fanfic forever, basically.
Which will probably lead unintentionally to inconsistencies, I will grant you.
And of course, people can evolve and adapt over time. But
of course.
It would be really shitty if LT was like, Sonic's different now completely. And it's like, no, that's just not
No,
Works.
I think rather than, because we know this is a very, it's a parody and it's very silly. I think we can, rather than try and go, well, I don't like that, I'm going to undo it. I think it's always going to be better if we build off of it and make it bigger, I guess, or make it stupider.
Point, really. We'll just see what the fuck we do. We're not going to ask how I would do chapter 2.
No.
Basically, we don't want to give LT any ideas or any just thoughts that I may say. He then goes, or I may go later. Oh, that's good. I'll put it in for later.
We don't want to taint the creative process.
No, but we are gonna save a little bit of what would I have written for next episode. But LT, how would you have started chapter 1?
I mean, I think you do have to start a chapter 1 of a Sonic fanfic with either. I think it's got to be one of three things. It's got to be Sonic. It's got to be an element of what's Robotnik up to, or it's got to be what's the mystery for the story. And I think starting with Sonic is the right thing to do for a tale
I almost
like this.
didn't actually. I almost did just a secondary character, just like finding a thing or trying to do something. Because this is the good and annoying thing about doing this project. I have an idea of what to do and where it's going. That's going to be lost immediately when LT takes over, and I can't do a fucking thing about it. But that's going to be really fun of how we adapt and change and keep it silly. But I won't say what that was until next episode. My plan may have been roughly for this, which I'll probably forget by next week. So
and how massively it does not align with whatever I sneeze onto the page.
No, I'm very excited to see what you're going to write. Cause
Me too. I already have a few ideas actually that's bubbling in the old frontal lobe. So
what's nice is I don't, because we've done improv and podcasts together before, and just like talking about wrestling before on different podcasts. You are very silly, which is fine.
How dare you?
So
I've never had such an insult hurled at me before.
I'm excited to see what silliness you bring when you take time to write something. I'm very excited to see that, 'cause you're a very good writer.
Oh, thank you. You're very good.
I enjoyed your Sonic comics on stream that you wrote,
thank you.
Which always had an element of like, here's a few funny jokes started in. So I'm excited to see
including the setup for a very dirty Sonic joke, which I didn't put the punchline into, but I was quite proud. I snuck it into a comic that was read by some of my childhood heroes. We've got a decent setup for the next chapter, I think. Here, we've got a Sonic who's a little bit alone and pathetic in the world, and here's his best buddy giving him a call. But is it good news? Is it bad news? Who knows? We'll find out next time. Okay.
Because literally, you could just be like, I want to do this thing instead because I know it will annoy me. And that's also very funny. If you be like, oh, do you want to go to Tesco? Like, yeah, fine. Let's have a nice day out.
It tells you, oh, sorry, wrong number. I phoned down.
Yeah. Oh dear. Right. Well, I think that's everything. I think that's the first episode done. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
LT, would you like to plug anything?
Oh, go on then. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at LT Dangerous, or shall be incredibly safe, apparently. And I quite frequently play Sonic on my Twitch channel. I quite frequently talk about Sonic on my Twitter. So if you too are a Sonic wanker like I am, you'll be right at home. And I do
call our fans Sonic wankers.
Yeah, I do have another podcast as well, which is called Ruthless Aggression Relived, which is about 2002 to 2008 WWE, and more in the pipeline to come, dear listeners. So, yes. Eddie, I have a question for you, actually.
Oh, do you?
I do. Where can people find you online?
Oh my god, fuck! You can find my actual personal socials pretty much everywhere at Eddie O Podcasts. I also run a comedy podcast that also just happens to be D&D as well, called Budgeons and Dragons. It's a tabletop RPG where the whole goal is to go to Budgeons, buy Mother a scratch card, bring it home, and not die. As the DM, I'm trying to kill everyone. They're trying to survive. We are 104 episodes in, give or take, and no one's won the game yet. So it's
no. And every time we do get a win, Eddie's like, well, it doesn't really count though, does it, lads?
There's always been a technical reason why
yes, in fairness. Anytime we think we've pulled it off, there has always been something there in the very simple rules that we've overlooked. So you are right.
It's very, if you don't like D&D or never played D&D, you don't need to.
I never have.
No, I've played it once and hated it. So it's honestly mostly a comedy podcast that just happens to have dice rolling in it.
It is, and I think the big draw of it is it's just a bunch of mates dicking around, really.
Yes. Very comedy heavy, very, very silly. Please follow Borders and Dragons on all the socials and listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Please do. It's so funny. Sometimes Sonic characters show up in it.
I will say there was an episode where 3 players play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, specifically from Sonic Heroes, and I replaced 90% of their dialogue with lines from Sonic Heroes, and that episode fucking broke me.
Afterwards, he finished the edit and he went, "Whoa, my head is spinning!"
I never want to play that game ever again. And
well,
I like
that's
that
me
game.
every day.
You can follow Sonic the Hedgehog, the Fanfic, the podcast at Sonic THTFTP on all platforms. Probably it might be different by the time it's edited, and if it is, I can't be fucked to change it. So there we go. We'll figure it out. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Stay Sonic.
Yeah, stay Sonic.
I had a thing and I forgot it. What does Sonic say?
He says, "Long time no see." Wait, no, that shouldn't go at the end of the podcast. He says,
yes, the opposite.
He says, "Eggman."
There we go. Until next time, Eggman. That fucking works. I'm stopping the recording now.